guys, in this episode of Plumby's Thoughts Zone, I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on a certain new video game that was released very recently. That is a little bit different from the typical games that I review because it's not a game with a story or anything, but it's just more of like a platform for a popular trading card game, which if you know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, if you're watching this video, you probably know what Master Duel is. But for those of you who don't, it's basically the current way of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Online competitively, pretty much. And I have few things to say about Master Duel that I feel like nobody really is talking about, and it just bothers me. Maybe it's the contrarian in me that is talking right now, the contrarianness that is causing me to feel like this, but I'm not so positive on Master Duel as everybody seems to be. So essentially what I'm going to do in this video is just talk about the pros and cons of Master Duel, because I don't think it's all bad, but I honestly don't really like it. I didn't really expect to like it in the first place, but I thought it was a good idea since the first time I heard about it. I've long been expecting and waiting and asking for Konami to make an official, proper Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulator that they are actually supporting, where you could play Yu-Gi-Oh! With all the cards and everything. But there comes the catch. Because it's Konami, of course it was going to be paid. Of course you wouldn't be getting all the cards. Which is honestly not that big of a deal, because it's actually kind of fun having to earn and collect stuff to be able to get the cards that you want. And it's much better than old Yu-Gi-Oh! Games like the Tag Forward games, where similarly you have to just keep opening packs and you get rewards, and you open packs and get stuff from them, but you still make very shitty decks for the most part. It's still better than that, and it's enjoyable in that regard, but in this case you actually get to make the decks that you want and the decks that you enjoy. But as fun as that is, after like the the third or fourth deck that you make, things just start to dry up, and it becomes much harder to actually build the decks that you want. And I enjoyed the game, honestly, when I first started it. I played it for like 3 or 4 days straight. I was kind of addicted to it, which is another thing I'm going to talk about in regards to Master Duel in a bit, but now we're focusing on the actual way the game works. And it was fun having to play duels and earn stuff to make the decks that I want to play. But after a certain point, after it started to get harder and harder to get materials to build your decks, I started to think like, why the fuck am I wasting my time playing this game against annoying opponents when I can just be playing Edo Pro, where I get all the cards for free, and it's just much more enjoyable because I can also play against AI if I want to, which is not good or anything, but it's serviceable for the most part. So it kind of made me think that Master Duel is actually not that fun. Like, yeah, it was fun for the first few days, but that was the addictiveness factor, because the gameplay loop of playing a duel, earning rewards or cards, and making better decks and playing more duels and getting more cards kind of ended up being broken, which I'm glad about, honestly, because the game is way too addictive. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's the fact that this was the most I've enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh! In a while, not because I haven't had fun like doing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos on my channel or anything, but because the gameplay loop was actually pretty fun. Having to earn your cards was fun in a way that it hasn't been since... I mean, it's been a long time since I've enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh! Like this. At least like 6 or 7 years. Since the days where I was still keeping up and watching the anime all the time. So it was a quick bit of nostalgia, but it quickly disappeared, which again I'm glad about, because it's way too addictive of a game, which makes sense coming from Konami. Of course they would make it as addictive as possible to get as much money as possible from the players, but I personally do not like the addictiveness to it. I want to play it when I want to play it, not when Konami wants me to, by addicting me and wanting me to, making me so I constantly cannot stop playing it. It's also, that is kind of the reason why I installed TikTok a while ago, like, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, for like 2 days. And when I caught myself constantly watching TikTok, I removed it before it became too addictive for me to stop it, because this shit is crazy and this is too addictive of a game in my opinion. It's become like an issue that I'm really vocal about, because I think nowadays people are way too addicted to certain types of games like these, or to social media specifically, and this is very much emulating the social media factor of addictiveness, and I don't like that. But the thing is the biggest issue I have with Master Duel, and the reason why I think it's mostly my contrarianness that is speaking right now, is because everybody seems to be fucking loving it. Both YouTubers and just viewers of YouTuber content, or even just people who have not given a shit about Yu-Gi-Oh for decades until now. Everybody seems to be loving it. But I don't see why. I don't think the game is that good. I don't understand why this Yu-Gi-Oh simulator, out of all of them, is the one that became so popular. Because personally, Aero Pro is objectively the better simulator. It has so much more features, it gives you all the cards for free, and you can customize the gameplay rules to your heart's content. Tell me, how is that not better than Master Duel? Now, yeah, Master Duel has its positives because of it being supported officially by Konami, so there's a possibility for like officially supported tournaments and stuff, but I don't know, I've never cared about that, so I don't see a reason why I should care about Master Duel as it is right now. The only thing that I enjoy about Master Duel, and that I honestly wish the unofficial Yu-Gi-Oh simulators kind of copy, for lack of a better term, is the solo mode. And unsurprisingly, because the solo mode is kind of like the typical, it has the reminiscence of like the gameplay style of like kind of like anime duels like you might have seen in the Tag Force games or in Legacy of the Duelist. It makes sense why I enjoy it so much. But the biggest reason why I do actually enjoy it is because it actually teaches you and it gets you interested in archetype that you probably have not even thought about playing before. Like, until Master Duel was released and I played solo mode, I never was interested in element sabers, because they were the type of deck that I feel like is too complicated and too combo heavy. I'm over the years I became much more of just a simple beatdown kind of person. That's the kind of decks that I just tended to play the most, because they're simple, straightforward, and there's one thing you need to do, and it's very simple. It's just summon monster and destroy opponent's monster by attacking. That is simple, but more combo-oriented decks like Element Sabers felt like too much of a hassle for me to sit down and learn, and too complicated, because I would have to play a lot until I get the hang of it. But through Master Duel, and Master Duel teaching you the steps that you need to go through in that deck, it really made me interested in Element Sabers, and I will definitely be doing a versus Aero Pro video on Element Sabers at some point, once I actually figure out a deck of mine on Aero Pro. But the point is, the game has actually made me interested in this archetype and has reinvigorated my interest in Monarchs as well. So the solo mode is a great thing. I love that, and I wish Aero Pro and any Yu-Gi-Oh simulator add something like that, because it's so good. It's such a good addition. Like, I don't even care about the lore, just about teaching you how to play certain archetypes. That would be such a good addition. But honestly, that's pretty much where my positives for Master Duel end. And as you can see, if you compare how many negatives I pointed out about it and how many positives, yeah, I'm not that big of a fan of Master Duel. And let's not even get into the fact that Master Duel is already it feels like it's destroying Edo Pro content at this point, because one of the most prominent YouTubers who was focusing on Edo Pro content, Hardlight Gaming, who I really love, and he's an inspiration of my own Yu-Gi-Oh series versus Edo Pro, has decided to stop doing Edo Pro content because Master Duel is that much more popular, and he's essentially doing very similar thing on Master Duel, and I wish him all luck and everything in his YouTube career, but I don't like Master Duel being this popular. I just don't. Call me jealous or whatever, even though, why would I be jealous? I have no, oh, I don't care really. I have nothing to lose necessarily from it winning, but it just pisses me off that the inferior product is much more popular, because I think Edo Pro is the superior simulator in every way possible. But of course, the official thing is always just gonna be more popular. Like, why did no YouTubers like Moist Critical, why did he not play Yu-Gi-Oh on Edo Pro? As far as I know, he hasn't ever played it on Edo Pro, but apparently now plays it on Master Duel. Like, why is Master Duel the thing that has prompted so many people to get into playing Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't get it. And it pisses me off. Because Edo Pro is better. I don't know, call me bitter, call me angry for no reason, call me contrarian. This is my feelings about it. I don't like how addictive Master Duel is. It's so much less features. It's more infuriating trying to build your decks because of the way Konami has done it. And not even all the cards are in the goddamn game. Because there are apparently cards like, and not even recently released cards that have only even recently been added to Edo Pro, but cards have been in existence for a long time, like Air Neos is apparently not in the game. Although I cannot confirm or deny that because I haven't looked it up, but I've heard about that, and there's no reason why that should be happening. So even because of that, Edo Pro is just a superior product. So yeah. It just really pisses me off how everybody seems to be sucking Master Duel's dick while nobody was interested in sucking Edo Pro. When it's so much better. And I don't understand why. I truly do not. I don't know. I'm curious though to hear what you guys think about my thoughts on this matter, because I haven't seen many people talk about Master Duel in this light. So I'm curious if any of you guys have maybe considered some of the negatives of Master Duel and whether it's the superior product when it comes to it versus Edo Pro. I'm really curious what you think about that. But yeah, comment it down below and let's have a discussion. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, and Shenchez. Thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me, and I hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the description to my Twitter if you don't follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think this is pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!